Guys, welcome. Cyndi Williams here. We will be consulting the crystal ball. I know it's past Halloween. I know I'm bringing the Halloween vibe to you all this morning, but I must tell you, I had to go visit friends at the Haunted Mansion. And do you know it? Do you know the Haunted Mansion? There's so many, 999 friends we have, but room for one more. Sadly, fortune tellers cannot tell their own fortune. So yes, this session was supposed to happen last week, but it is happening this week and we're going to have so much fun. So we're here, I'm here for it today. I'm so excited. This is the last of our series for fall back in love with your travel business. And today I am taking your questions live. So if you were watching on Facebook, I see you, Heather, Terry, Tyranita, that's a beautiful name. I hope I pronounced that right. Torianita, maybe? It's beautiful. And welcome, you guys. I'd love to hear your questions. We're going to be consulting the crystal ball, and I'm going to be flipping back a little bit between Facebook and YouTube. While you guys are typing your questions in, I want to remind you, as part of our fall series, I'm giving away this iPad. So you just have to do two things to register to win this guy. You go to wanderlustceo.com/iPad, register for the contest, and then you need to leave a comment on 4 of the videos. And I'm gonna make it real easy for you. After I end the live stream, I'm gonna put the playlist down below in comments for you. You have until November 10th. All you have to do is go to the playlist, take a quick peek at those videos, and just leave a comment under all 4 videos. You do that, you're in for the contest. You have till November 10th. That's when the contest ends. So, oh, and I got correct pronunciation. Tori for short. Torianita. I love that. Thank you. My husband's name is Baye, and which in Swahili means straightforward leader of peace, which I love, and everybody calls him Bae. So I'm really particular about trying to get people's names right. So I love that. Torianita, Tori for short. Welcome. So I'm going to be flipping back and forth and answering you guys' questions. We have covered so many fun topics through the fall to help you launch and grow your travel business. If I'm new to you, by the way, you're like, who's this crazy gypsy fortune teller on my screen and what is happening right now? I'm not normally dressed up as a fortune teller, but my name is Cyndi Williams. I started in the travel industry over 25 years ago, and I teach people how to launch, grow, and supersize their travel businesses. So whether you're thinking about getting into the travel industry or you're already in the travel industry and you want tips and tricks and learn how to grow, that is what I do. I'm the CEO of Careers on Vacation, which is our company that helps people do that. But I do this fun live stream to help give you guys a few tips every single week as you're growing or thinking about getting into the industry. So we have our questions coming in over on YouTube. First one is, how do I market amidst the pandemic? This is such a good one. So one of the sessions we hosted, and this might be a good one for you to go back and check, is some ideas for fall promos. Magical marketing, it was called. Dressed up like a unicorn in that one. And that will give you some great tips. But I want to be clear about marketing, you guys. Specifically, a lot of people, like when the quarantine started and all this happened, there's a lot of uncertainty. There were a lot of cancellations. That was very frustrating for a lot of us in the industry. But the thing I know after 25 years in any business, you never stop marketing. That doesn't mean you don't modify your message a bit, but never stop marketing. You're either moving forward in business or you're moving backwards. So we made modifications during that time period, but we never stopped marketing. And right now is kind of a reopening, right? Like, I just got back from Disney. I scheduled to go for 1 week, but I'm late, as you guys know, because we stayed for 3, which is amazing that we can do that with our lifestyle. I love that about what I do now. So we stayed a little bit longer. And, but the thing about it is some people are ready to travel, and I know that because I was at Disney and there are a lot of people there, you guys. Like, stop telling people there's no lines, by the way. That's a whole nother, like, thing. If you have questions about Disney, pop those below. I'll be happy to answer those too. But never stop marketing. So right now, one of the most important things you can do is just be talking to your clients. Some of them are going to be ready to travel. Some of them have cabin fever and they are just ready to get out of the house. That's amazing. They're ready to book. We're booking trips. We're booking trips every day in the agency, making commissions again. So don't feel like you have to sit on the sidelines right now, right? There are people that are willing to travel. It's finding those clients that are willing to travel. And then on the flip side of it is you're going to have clients who aren't ready to travel, and you need to be sensitive about that. So having conversations with those people to say, it's a personal decision for each family, and it really is. You shouldn't push anyone to travel. Have conversations. If they're ready, great. If they're not, then what you can do is put them on a watch list. Say, look, as things reopen again, there's going to be a lot of values. There's going to be a lot of those bucket list vacations that are available at extremely amazing rates. You might be able to get that trip to Paris or that all-inclusive or that over-the-water bungalow for much less than you would have had to pay for it last year, because the suppliers are going to want to fill space faster. That's gonna mean more packages for us to sell, and if they're ready to travel in spring or fall of even next year, you can get them booked, and a lot of the vendors have more lenient cancellation policies, so there's not really a reason not to book, especially if it's just a deposit to hold that package. So have those conversations now. Get people excited about traveling again, even if it's in the future and they know that they have that parachute, if you will, if something happens or something changes, which it could, that they can get out of that package. So guys, don't forget. And the other thing is too, like, this year, 2020, has been a big reflection year for people. Nobody likes when they're told they can't do something. And that's one of those things where people are like, what if I never got to Bali? What if I never got to that place I wanted to travel to? So people are moving their bucket list vacations to the top of the list. People didn't spend their vacation dollars this year, so they have more money to spend in a lot of these cases. People are not using their vacation time this year because a lot of people are working from home. Why use your vacation time if you're not traveling? So all of those are factors that are super promising going into 2021. If you're not already in the industry, if you're very new, first quarter is critical. That's when you should be working on your marketing plan right now, getting it set up and really preparing for first quarter. Okay, we got some more questions coming in, so I want to get to all of these. Michelle, you're going to Walt Disney World next week. I just missed you. I saw so many of you guys at Disney. Thank you for those of you who saw me around the parks and stopped me and said hello. I love that. My clients and also people who follow us here and on Facebook and Instagram. It was so neat to meet so many of you in person and be out in the world again. That was a lot of fun. So Michelle, have fun. Keep me posted. Hey Emily, hello, hello. All right, next question coming in. How do you become a travel agent? So if you're thinking about becoming a travel agent, there's not just one path to becoming a travel agent. Here's what I want you guys to think about. Here's the good thing that came out of 2020, the silver lining is the media is talking about, all the national media is talking about, you need to have a travel agent. You should have a travel agent in your back pocket. Have someone your family can work with that you trust, because of the way things were handled when everything shut down, like Expedia and some of those other guys, they just shut their phones down. They didn't know what to do. Like, what do we do? Is all travel bans, what's happening? It's so crazy. So, but the beauty that came out of that is that people are talking about travel agents again in a big way. We were already doing well, but it was more like the savviest of clients were using us and seeing our value. Now the whole world is opened up to our value again. So it's almost like a reopening like the 80s and early 90s, right? Before the internet boom is like, you have to have a travel agent because nobody wants to deal with the complication of travel right now. The second thing is, if you're venturing in becoming a travel agent, you need to just know that you want to become a skilled travel agent. Especially jumping into this climate where there's a lot of things going on. So I could go on and on about this for 2 hours, but I want to get to all the questions. But I have a great free resource for you. Go to careersonvacation.com/masterclass, and you can take my free masterclass. It goes through all the different ways to get into the industry. There's several different ways, and it also goes through the pros and cons. I just updated it for 2020, so what's right for you might not be right for the next person. So that's why I kind of dissect all the different options and then give you a simple path for how to start your journey. So definitely go check out that masterclass. It's totally free. All right, we have a question. One day you're a regular person posting random things on social media, and then you discover your love for booking and researching travel for others. How do you make your debut? Reintroduce yourself as a trained and experienced, credible professional to those you know, at the same time create a professional platform to brand and establish a reputation to strangers. This is such a good question, and one that we get all the time. So you guys know, or maybe you don't know, but in Careers on Vacation, we have a 12-week mastermind where we train people exactly how to do that. But that question comes up all the time because people say, I haven't booked travel like you, Cyndi, for 25 years, right? Like, I haven't been doing this for forever. Oh, hey, Steph, thanks for posting that link in there. Guys, Steph just posted the link if you're over on Facebook. Steph's my amazing operations manager over at Careers on Vacation. But back to the question at hand. Here's the thing, you need to wave the wand for yourself to say, I have traveled these places, I am knowledgeable. That's where you start in owning your experience, because just because you haven't booked yet doesn't mean you don't have experience with certain destinations, or you don't have a love for travel or a love for researching. Now, in terms of how you start that platform, we do, in Careers on Vacation, we teach people weeks worth of marketing training. So there's definitely a process for that, but let me give you a couple tips to kind of start you out. The first thing is own your ability to do the job. The second is get some training and skills so you feel that confidence. And then thirdly, when you're on social media and these other platforms, you should have a really multifaceted marketing plan. We use over $100,000 of my own money every single year to test marketing to make sure that we're training you guys the best strategies on all the platforms. But I will say, one of the things that is always in the Careers on Vacation Mastermind program is video. Video is so key right now. You guys are watching me on video right now. And maybe it's the first time you're seeing me and you're like, I just can't turn away. This is like a train wreck. What's happening right now? This lady's crazy. But you're watching. There is a video strategy that you can employ from day one, even if you don't have industry experience, even if you're a brand new travel agent, we can teach you how to do that. So, but even if you're doing it on your own, you need to have a video strategy and a multifaceted marketing plan that hit the major platforms. So hopefully that's helpful. Again, that masterclass would be great if you are thinking about making that switch for yourself and getting into that. Getting into the travel industry, because it's a really hot time to get into travel right now, you guys. All right, we have some more questions getting in, and the feed's going fast and furious, so I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss any. Bridget is up next. She says, what are some ways you connect with clients? Bridget, great question. So we connect in a variety of ways. A lot of what we do from a marketing perspective is we do everything from engagement on Facebook. We do ads on social media. We do contests. We do videos on YouTube. We do all kinds of fun stuff out there. So I'm not sure if you're asking specifically like from a customer service standpoint or from a marketing perspective. From a customer service standpoint, there's also a whole set of best practices that I recommend. Everything from how to really encourage a recurring business model, meaning they're coming back to you for every vacation again and again. But if you're just starting out, I would say talk to your customers, know your customers. Right now, if it's feeling like a down season for you, get on the phone and just check on their families. Start in that place where you're building relationships. That's a great place to start if you're asking from the customer service standpoint. And then as you book vacations, stay engaged. Make sure you're inviting them over to the platforms that you're active on, that you're engaging in that way. Those are some good startup ones. Emily says, video rules, crazy increase of followers across all my accounts with an active and well-planned video strategy. You guys, Emily is a graduate of Careers on Vacation, and she did Careers on Vacation during the pandemic. So listen to her, she's right. Video is everything. Michelle says, I'm part of Careers on Vacation grad group. If you're on the fence, just do it. Thank you, Michelle. I love you guys so much. Yes, you're welcome for you're so welcome. Okay, I'm gonna hop over to YouTube real quick and answer another question over there. What is the best social platform to market on? All right, so this is a double-edged sword. Here's the thing. some people think they have to do everything. I have to do Twitter and Pinterest and Facebook and TikTok and Snapchat and all the things. Here's the good news. You don't have to do everything. If you do 3 platforms really, really well and you have a strategy in place for each of those, you can focus on 2 to 3 and get amazing results. Which 2 to 3 depends on you, your personality, the target customer that you're going after. Bridget just put a comment in here. She said, thanks for following me on TikTok. I love it. So Bridget's over on TikTok. We're actually doing a ton of testing over on TikTok. Is it in my training program yet? Not yet, because I need to make sure it has results for you guys. So yes, Bridget, I'm gonna continue to follow you, of course. That's so fun over there. TikTok can be it'll suck hours of your life, so be careful with that one. But guys, you can be successful. I always recommend multifaceted too. That's the second thing about social media to answer that question on YouTube. Do not put all your eggs in one basket. Do not just do TikTok. Do not just do Facebook. Do not just do YouTube. Because just like right now, Facebook is changing rules again. Hang on, I gotta get some of this gypsy hair out of my, getting hot up in here. You don't put all of your eggs in one basket. You need to make sure that you are getting those clients over to an email list. That's the only list that you really ever own. But it's all of these platforms are great ways for you to connect with clients, build your audience, and give you prospective clients to sell to in different ways. So don't overwhelm yourself. The message of the day for your social media question is, do not feel like you have to do everything. That's a recipe for overwhelm and disaster. If you really are getting serious about growing, supersizing your business, think about Careers on Vacation. That's a really good program to get dialed in, and you can just use the programs use the proven systems we already know that work on the different platforms. But if you're gonna do a DIY, test and quantify. Meaning, if you're gonna try TikTok or you're gonna spend time on Facebook, you have to see if you're getting results, real marketing results. And last thing is, be multifaceted. Whatever 2 or 3 you're gonna do, don't put all your eggs in one basket, and make sure you're bringing those clients off of those platforms and getting them onto a list. Okay, let's see, I think I'm gonna hop over to Facebook real quick. Guys, feel free to pop more questions in. I think Facebook, it says I have more comments than I can see, so I hope I'm not. I know I'm missing some because it's not seeing them all, but let me pop over to YouTube and hopefully that'll fix itself in a second. I tried Facebook ads for filling my packages, 0 results. What am I doing wrong? All right, so Facebook ads could literally be like a 3-week training. We do so much education on Facebook. Here's the good news. Facebook ads really, really work. They really, really work because you can target a particular client, you can target income levels, you can target interests, but running just a straight package, like buy this package right now, I'm gonna tell you why that doesn't work. If I just come up to you and say, oh my God, you wanna buy this mug? Do you wanna buy this Haunted Mansion mug? It's so great, buy it, buy it, buy it. If you weren't in the market for a Haunted Mansion mug today, you're like, ad, get out of my face, right? So instead of doing an upfront like book it now ad, you need to do an ad that helps people follow you, engage with you, get them in following your page or into a group, because once you do that, then you can start to warm them up. The rule of marketing is people have to see you 7 times before they even remember who you are, before they even recognize your brand, before they're ever gonna take any type of action like a engagement or booking an appointment with you. So that's why people spend so much money on Facebook ads and are like, buy this, buy this, buy this. That turns consumers off. But what really works is, hey, do you want to talk about how cute are the coffee mugs at Disney this season? Hey, I'm doing a thing later where I'm showing you all the seasonal coffee mugs. I'm literally just making this up off the top of my head right now. But isn't that, you see how that's less like obtrusive? It's less like in their face. And so they're like, I love Disney, I love coffee mugs, let me hear what this lady has to say. Then you start building a bond and a relationship that can be forged into a converted customer down the road. It's with marketing, guys, you got to remember, it is you got to warm your audiences up. So what you're trying to do over on YouTube, and God bless you for testing Facebook, because it's frustrating, right? Like, we have a whole expert, I have a team who runs all of my ads, and in our Careers on Vacation Mastermind, people get access to that team. She does an hour to a 2-hour long session every single month to help people calibrate their ads. the other thing with ads is you gotta test. Sometimes it takes 5 or 6 ads before you get what I call a racehorse ad. So don't give up. Like, it does work. You just have to probably adjust your strategy, make sure you're quantifying and seeing what's converting, and go from there. Eduardo says, I will love to be part of Careers on Vacation. I'm from Puerto Rico. Hey Eduardo, we'd love to have you. April says, do a Facebook class. Yeah, thank you, April. We do a crap load of Facebook classes. They're just in the Careers on Vacation Mastermind because they're so detailed. With Facebook, that's one of those things you need to get in and go, what is your ad set? What does your audience look like? Who are you targeting? What's your goal? It's such a thing that is really personal to each brand. That's why just a general Facebook class doesn't work. If you guys have ever bought like a program and it's like, oh, this will teach you everything about Facebook, but if they don't know what your goal is, they don't know what your strategy is, they don't know who you're trying to reach, that's where, you know, calibrating with an expert one-on-one makes all the difference in the world. If you guys are thinking about hiring like just a Facebook expert, just to give you some recommendations on that, there are great people out there that can do your ads for you, but they're pricey. Like, you know, the ones that charge $300 or $400 a month are not actually the best in the world in terms of conversion and things like that. If you're looking for a real expert, budget-wise, $1,500 to $2,000 a month is what you'll be paying before your actual ad budget. So I know a lot of you guys don't have that budget right now, but just keep in mind, if you decide to outsource that later as you grow and scale your businesses again, that is actually the budget. We get that question a lot as well. Okay, let me flip back over and see where the next question is coming in. What is the best setup for new travel agents? So by setup, I'm not sure if you mean deciding how you're going to get set up at home. I'll answer it that way. Again, go over and check out that masterclass. That's a really good resource to go through the different ones. I would start by asking you guys, what are your goals? Do you want to, let me go through it real quickly so you guys can think about it. If you're thinking about getting into the industry, ask yourself, do I want to make the most amount of money and I'm willing to do, you know, the hard work that's required? Then you could consider being an independent travel agent where you're earning 100% of your income. But I will say that is a little more difficult to do if you have zero industry like background knowledge or you haven't booked travel before, because of the complexity of our industry. A lot of people see flashy marketing and they're like, oh, I'm gonna be a travel agent, let me jump in and do this. And then they get in and the reality sets in that, wow, this is a lot of detailed stuff. Because the industry today doesn't work like it did when I came in, right? Like, I went to travel school in 1993 and then I started my first job in 1994, and you had a training department, you had a supervisor down, you had a quality department that would check everything. That doesn't exist. You have to be that for yourself in today's environment. So the positive of today's environment is you don't have to work for someone else, you can do it for yourself, but fully independent is a bigger jump than more of a hybrid approach, which means you're working like for or under an agency for a little while. I like the ultimate approach, I think, is that you work for someone for a little bit, like maybe hosting or another agency, but then evolve to your own thing eventually where you're earning 100% of your commission or building your own brand. Now, even if you're taking that middle approach where someone's gonna turn on your logins, just know that, you know, hosting process, a lot of people say, well, I'll just host first, I'll start there. And I have videos on YouTube, so if this is, you don't know anything about what I'm talking about right now, or you haven't heard the term hosting, go over to YouTube and check out my other videos about how to become a travel agent and some of that stuff, and definitely in the masterclass. But don't think a host is going to be, at the end of the day, your answer. You are a 1099 contractor when you're working for a host, and there's two different ways to host. Either you're branded under them, meaning you're using their design, their marketing, their name, or you are branding yourself. So what we do in Careers on Vacation is we kind of match you. If you want to ultimately be on your own, we try to match you with a perfect fit that's going to be a good temporary host in the meantime, and we teach you everything you need to know long term. That's the difference between, you know, working with us versus working with someone else. Is we're always going to work in your best short-term and long-term interests. So again, there's 3 different options for getting in the industry, really 4 if you count the MLMs, which I don't, because I don't endorse MLMs at all. Videos about that all over YouTube. You can keep putting those crazy comments on there. You're not gonna scare me. I've been doing this for 25 years. I'm not scared, I promise you. But again, if you're MLMs, travel MLMs are out there, they're a thing. Technically you're a travel agent, but they don't get a ton of respect in the industry, and it's a a much more difficult path to success. We have a lot of people that we coach out of those and into their own thing. So the hardest thing about becoming a travel agent, I think right now, is all of the misinformation on the internet. You want to make sure starting properly is what will keep you in the industry long term, because if you pick the wrong setup, and you have to redo everything 6 months or a year, or sometimes people get to me 3 years after they started and have had zero success, and they're like, I love travel, but I'm so frustrated. Like, pick the right setup from the beginning. It's really cool. It's really critical for having long-term success. So masterclass will walk you through that if you are in that state. Corin, Corin, that's my son's name. I'm not sure if it's pronounced Corinne or Corin, but either way, beautiful. What advice would you give someone who is just starting out, who doesn't have much of a budget? I love this question. That's a lot of people right now, right? So people are saying, how do I get the most success without really having a lot of out-of-pocket expense? The beautiful thing about our industry is you really can start with a laptop and a phone and a vision and a dream, right? So if you don't have a ton, I would still suggest that you do some good branding. You're not going to attract ideal clients. So if you put your investment in one place, like, you have to have like strong branding in place. Secondly, you need to learn how to optimize all of the social media things that you can optimize, because that can be done for free. I would also recommend video. Video doesn't cost you anything. So these are all like, we have people that come into Careers on Vacation every day and they're like, look, I invested in this course, I want to learn everything, and but I don't have a ton of marketing budget. So we go right to, we have what's called a social media best practices guide, and we teach them how to optimize everything from Facebook to YouTube to Instagram, even Google. Those are very important things that you can do, and they don't cost anything. So there's a ton of free things that you can do. Hopefully that gives you some great tips. If you're gonna invest in one thing, great branding, or Careers on Vacation, because we'll teach you how to really start up from a zero. You can start as low as 20 bucks a month and kind of build from there, but only if you know really what you're doing, how to position yourself as an expert, and you'll have more success. Here's the other beauty. As you guys have, beautiful thing, if you guys have commissions coming in, if you're earning while you're learning, there's nothing better than like, oh, okay, I'm booking some vacations, I'm earning some money now. We teach you, you know, what your marketing budget really should be and how much you should be reinvesting of the income that you have coming in into marketing. So what kind of tripod do you take to the Disney parks? Bridget is asking. Hey, Bridget, great question. So I used to lug like a giant one. Well, I think I did it twice. I would never do that again. I literally just take a little handheld one. So I have a little tabletop one. You know, they don't allow the ones that extend on the rides, and they'll take those away, so you don't want to do that. But I literally just have a little handheld tripod. I used to have a gimbal that I would put my phone or camera on, but it was just so, it was like heavy and cumbersome, and it has like a learning curve to learn. So if you're new, I tell you, like we teach people all the time, like what to do without a big budget. Literally just start with your phone if that's what you have. And if you do want to invest in something, you can go to get one of those little tabletop tripods for like 12 bucks on Amazon. And then I can use it to put like tabletop, or I can set it on things to get like a steady shot, or I just hang on, I put the little like 3 legs together and hang on to it to do my camera. So vlogging has been a whole evolution. I started with my phone. I'm like an expert vlogger now. I use a Canon camera, and we have more equipment and things like that. But for Disney, I try to really keep it lightweight, and that's really helpful so you can be mobile. Nicole says, Cyndi and her team are amazing. Don't hesitate to look into Careers on Vacation. You will not be disappointed. Nicole would know you guys. She's a graduate. So, hey, girly, I love you. I miss you. I was thinking about you at Disney. I have a lot of Disney travel agents that are grads, too. And Disney was so fun, you guys, I have to say. So I know we have, I'll go back later, and if I missed any questions, I'll definitely go back and answer those for you guys. But I know we're getting to that 30-minute mark for the live stream, so I want to just say a few important things. One, this week in our country is gonna be a crazy week. Right, when I was doing my Careers on Vacation and my Wanderlust CEO Mastermind classes yesterday, I said, look, you guys need to decide how you're gonna spend your energy this week. No matter what happens, half the country is gonna be frustrated. No matter what happens, there's gonna be a lot of chaos. There's gonna be a lot of this going on in the world. If you guys are really trying to start and run a business as entrepreneurs, you have to set an intention to not participate in the chaos. If you voted, amazing, you did your part, right? But decide right now like how you're going to proceed in the next few weeks. I'm gonna turn off social media this weekend. We're gonna put the holiday decorations up, the set's gonna be swapped out, and I'm working, right? Like, I got big stuff to do. I got clients to serve, I have people to help. That's how I'm spending my time. So I just wanna put that nugget out there in the world. There's so much negativity and frustration and division. I wanna tell you guys, I don't care who you voted for, I love you. I'm here for you, but my life's mission and purpose is to help people follow their bliss into abundance. And check out our free resources if you haven't already. We talked about the masterclass already. If you are really serious about growing and supersizing or getting into the travel industry and doing it the right way, I encourage you to apply for Careers on Vacation. Go to careersonvacation.com/ready now, and you can meet with one of our amazing success coaches, and they're just gonna learn what are your personal goals. If it aligns for us to work together, then we will talk to you about the application process for Careers on Vacation. So we'd love to talk to you about that. And in the meantime, I wish you so much love, so much abundance. I wish you guys the world. I will see you next week. Take care of each other out there. Be kind, spread love, be the light in the world. Love you guys. See you next time. Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out my other content to help you grow and scale your very own travel business. And also, I invite you to travel around the world with me and find out what I'm doing in my portable, profitable, award-winning travel business. Check out the videos.